Hi guys, it's Martin here from Electronics. In today's video I'm going to show you how to change brushes on a Mitsubishi alternator. Now them alternators are manufactured by Mitsubishi, but they don't fit only on Mitsubishi engines and Mitsubishi vehicles. They fit in Peugeot, Renaults and a lot of different vehicles. Now why am I only showing you how to change brushes? Simply because there's so many different types of the other parts, like there's so many different types of the rectifiers and the regulators in them, that trying to find the correct part for it, it's close to impossible, really. So this problem occurs very often and it's simply solvable. So that's what we are going to focus on today. Now let's go on and see how it's done. Now guys, this is our typical Mitsubishi alternator. This one is actually fitted in Isuzu Trooper. As I said, the fact that they are made by Mitsubishi doesn't mean that they fit only Mitsubishi. Now, how to know if it's a Mitsubishi? Well, it's very simple. If you look here on this particular sticker, you'll see a Mitsubishi mark there, and on the very bottom, I don't know, can you see it clearly, it says Mitsubishi Electric Corporation. So we are sure now this is a Mitsubishi alternator. Now, some of them alternators come with the vacuum pumps. As you see, this one doesn't have the vacuum pump at the back, but a lot of them do come with them, like in Pajeros. Now this is a pump of one of them. It's very simple to remove it. If your alternator comes with the vacuum pump, it's usually held by 3 screws. As you see, there's 2 of them here, 1 here. All what you have to do, you just have to mark the vacuum pump, the way how it fits on your alternator. Then take the screws out, shove it out from the shaft, and usually you have the rubber seal here, or it will stay at the alternator there. Remove the seal and keep it safe, not to lose it. And refitting it, it's just simple. Shove it down on the shaft, tighten the screws, and that's it. Now we're going to move in and we're going to take the alternator apart, see if it's a brush problem that we are going to encounter. Now, first thing to do, I'd advise you mark the alternator. Just get the screwdriver and just scratch a line across the 2 brackets so you know exactly how it fits. Now this alternator will come apart by removing the 4 screws holding it. See, 2 of them here and 2 of them on the bottom. Now first what we do, we remove them. It's an 8 socket. Now guys, the screws are removed. As you see, they are gone. Now what we want to do now is get yourself a hammer and we're going to open the alternator. Now it's very simple, just grab it in your hand, and what you do, this is the front bracket, you give the front bracket a few taps. One on one side, a few of them on one side, and a few taps on the other side. And as you see, the alternator comes apart very easily. And this is our front part, this is our back part. Now guys, first of all, we're going to have a quick look inside, and as we can see, it's 2 brushes, but only one of them is long. The bottom one, this one there, is long enough. Now the top one is worn away, so we know for sure we have to replace at least one of them, but I'm going to show you how to replace both of them, because while you're doing, you might as well do it. Now, as well as that, just have a look at the slip rings there. And as we can tell, they are a bit worn out. You see a bit of a gap there, but generally Mitsubishi slip rings don't go. I'll be honest with you, maybe I replaced them only once or twice. There's a lot of copper still left on it. The little gap like that, it's nothing. Give it a bearing, now twirl, see if it's quiet. As we see, this one doesn't make any noise, means it's okay. Now we're going to move on and change the brushes. Now we're going to simply start off with removing 2 Phillips screws, the ones holding the regulator together. Now while removing them, I always support the alternator, the back of the alternator on the vise, and give the screwdriver a few taps with the hammer. Now while doing that, be careful not to smash this. This is the plastic insulator. Make sure you don't damage it while tapping it. We put the alternator down and we give 2 of them a few taps, and they come off very easy. And same with the other one, few taps, and it always comes off easily. Now the next thing to do is, there's a hidden Phillips screw there. See, it's a Phillips screw. We have to take that off as well. The simplest way to do it is just give this stator a few taps. Now, be very careful doing that. Don't pull it hard. Just pull the stator up and move it away far enough to get your screwdriver down onto this Phillips screw. As you can see, it's lodged right in there. So that's what we're going to do. It's going to same situation, leave it down, give it a few taps, and unscrew it. Now the last thing holding our entire assembly is this B+ terminal. So just going to get ourselves 10 socket in this case and loosen it up. Now guys, I've nut removed. Pull out the insulator, leave it safe. Now entire assembly comes off. Now there's no insulators on the rectifier, so don't worry, there's nothing to lose there. It is as it is. Now I see this alternator was taken apart before. Now usually you have a little slide on over the regulator there, but this one doesn't have it. Someone must have taken that apart before. Now once we have this removed from the back cover, just pull up this cap, little one cap here. There you go. And these are two brushes there. They are soldered in there. They have two little plates and they are soldered there. You can see the bubbles of solder on them. Now guys, you mightn't be able to see much, but what we'll do is we just place our soldering iron over the bubble of solder and just feed it a bit of solder until it melts, and then we just push the brush out from the inside, and as you can see, brush comes out. There's a little steel plate at the back and the spring. That's how the old brush looks. That's how the new one will look, exactly the same. Now we just do the same with the bottom brush. Just bits of solder. Heat it up, pull it out, and as you can see, there's a significant difference between these two brushes. This one is completely worn out. But we changed both of them anyway. Now while you're doing this, see how the soldering iron melt a bit of a plastic there. When you get new brushes, what you might need to do, just get yourself a small screwdriver and pick them out, because sometimes you'll melt in the square where the brush fits and might not be able to go in. So basically, I've done it as well myself here, you see. So what you do, just pick the little plastic bits out so the new brush can sit in comfortably. Now guys, we have new brushes here, two of them. See, very long, and they have the holes at the top. Now you might ask, why are the holes needed? Now get our brush, slide it down, and like that, and what you can see is, you can see a little steel plate here, so, and little slot in the brush here. So what you do, you just shove that down like that. Now the brush doesn't have to slide into the slot, because what will happen is when you heat it up with the soldering iron, the slot will go a bit smaller because of the temperature. But if it's possible, just slide in the brush into the slot, but more than likely when you heat it up, it'll just drop in. Now other very important thing is, while you're fitting the brush, you have to fit the brush so the hole that you see inside there and the brush, if we slide that out, this hole on the brush has to be in line with the little opening there, and as you see, it's not at the moment. So if you look down and this is what you see, you have to take out the brush, turn it around and slide it back in again. See, our hole is in line with the slot there. This is very, very important. This is the most important thing, otherwise you will not be able to reassemble the alternator. So always make sure both of them brushes, both of the holes in both of brushes fit perfectly through the slot. Now guys, we have both of our brushes fitted onto the slots. They go perfect by the hole. So it's time to solder them. You don't need much, just put it down in the vise. And what we'll do, just put down the iron, feed it a bit of the solder and let it go down. That's it. Same with the other one. Put it down. Bit of the solder, not too much. And as you can see, both of them are soldered nicely. Now guys, as you can see, I melted a bit of the plastic there off the regulator, but that doesn't really matter. Makes no difference. Once the brushes are fitted, they are fitted. As you see, there's a good connection here, and there's a good connection on the other side. Always give the brushes a little push. Make sure both of them are sitting tightly. And it's time for reassembly now. Now first of all, we have our little cap. Just fit that back onto it. Get our back cover. Match the big hole in the back cover with our positive B+ terminal. Just slide it down. And the first thing to tighten is our B+ terminal. Just slide it down. Make sure it sits down there comfortably. Don't tighten that fully. Just screw it down so the rectifier and regulator will sit down. Now the next bolt is the one which is in the awkward spot inside there. Now the one which is inside there, it's specific because it's long. The ones holding the regulator, which is them two ones there, they are shorter. So this is the long one. Just drop it down there, tighten this one, put the two of the regulator ones inside there, tighten the lot, tighten the one at the back, and then we can move on and reassemble the alternator. Now guys, we have everything tightened. We have the stator back in place. As you can see, it sits there nicely. Now the most important part, you might ask yourself, how will I fit the front in without smashing the brushes? That's why it was so important to make them two holes into the gap, and that's why the holes are there. Now what you want to do, you want to take your finger and shove both of the brushes back with your finger. You can use a screwdriver as well. Now, and as the brushes are shoved back, held back by my finger, you get yourself a needle or anything. You can take anything. As you see, this is the needle method of spring, and just gently shoved in through the hole next to the circle there. Shove it in, move the brushes around inside while you're doing it. Give the needle a little move, and that's it. The brushes are held back. So now we can take our drive end, look at our marking that we've made, and just slide that down. Now when it sits down, give it a few taps. Make sure this matches where the holes go. Pull out our needle. Now what we can do, we put our screws in, all of them inside, tighten them all around, and the alternator is ready to go back in the vehicle. Now guys, I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope it helped you. And as I said, it's a simple job, it doesn't cost much. Just take your alternator apart, make sure it's the brushes, and if they are gone, this will definitely solve your problem. Thanks for watching, and please stay tuned for more.